A loaf of bread and a new beginning in a bustling corner of a busy city, where people and vehicles flowed endlessly, there stood a small coffee shop named Serenity. This quaint cafe welcomed everyone, from workers rushing in the early morning to young couples enjoying sunsets together. The owner, Michael Carter, a middle-aged man with a warm heart and a welcoming smile, greeted each customer with kindness. However, that day something remarkable happened, an encounter that he and everyone present would never forget. On a chilly morning, while mist still lingered over the streets, an elderly man entered the cafe. He appeared weary and frail, his deep-set eyes reflecting an untold sorrow. His name was Albert Ross. Once a well-known figure throughout the city, Albert had been a successful businessman, owning tall buildings and vast lands, and had helped many in the community. But life took a drastic turn after a financial collapse and the heartbreaking loss of his beloved wife. He lost everything and became a solitary, penniless man wandering the busy streets that had grown cold and indifferent. As he entered the cafe, clutching his old coat, Albert's eyes searched for a quiet corner. He only wanted to buy a piece of bread, the only thing he could afford with his meager savings. Approaching the counter, he humbly asked, "Could I please have a piece of bread? I only have a little money." The young barista looked at Albert, a look of disdain flashing across his face, then scoffed coldly, "You can't afford anything here, old man. Try finding food somewhere else that's more appropriate for you." The words struck Albert deeply, wounding his pride and self-worth. He lowered his head in silence and turned to leave, unable to face the judgmental stares of the people around him. But just before he reached the door, a warm voice called out, "Sir, please wait a moment." Michael Carter, the owner, approached Albert with a gentle smile. "Please sit down. Let me get you some fresh bread and a cup of hot coffee." Surprised, Albert looked into Michael's kind eyes and slowly took a seat. Michael brought not only bread and coffee, but also a warm bowl of soup. Sitting across from Albert, he gently asked about his story. Initially hesitant, Albert began to open up, his words flowing as if a dam had broken. He shared tales of his past glories, the joyful days spent with his wife, and the overwhelming loss that unraveled his life. He spoke of the void left by his wife's passing, which had drained all meaning from his existence. Since her death, he had lost the will to work, and over time, everything he owned slowly slipped away. Michael listened without interruption or judgment, his eyes filled with empathy and understanding. "Life can be cruel at times," Michael said softly, "but sometimes, when we lose everything, a new beginning waits for us in the unexpected." Then he made an offer that surprised Albert. "Would you like to work here with me? You don't have to do anything strenuous. Just help me look after the cafe and chat with our customers. You'll have a place to stay, warm meals, and you won't have to worry about money." Albert looked at Michael, his eyes welling up with tears. It had been years since he'd felt such warmth and kindness from a stranger. "You're not afraid I'll be a burden?" he asked, his voice choked with emotion. "Not at all, sir. Sometimes people need a job, not just for money, but to find purpose in life again," Michael replied. And so Albert began his new life at Serenity. Each day he helped Michael set up tables, tidy the cafe, and chat with customers. His tales of past experiences and life lessons soon became an unexpected attraction, bringing a new sense of meaning to his days. The customers grew to love hearing Albert's stories, and little by little, he rediscovered the simple joys of connecting with others. Over time, Serenity became more than just a coffee shop. It became a haven, a place where people came not only for a cup of coffee, but to find a sense of connection and warmth. People came to meet Albert, who had become a symbol of resilience and compassion. Through these interactions, Albert found renewed faith in life and humanity, realizing that it's never too late for a fresh start. One day, a wealthy customer who used to be Albert's business associate visited the cafe, shocked to see Albert working in modest attire, cleaning tables. The customer approached and bowed his head in gratitude, expressing his appreciation for all the times Albert had helped him in the past. At that moment, Albert realized that a person's worth is not measured by wealth or status, but by the kindness they leave in the hearts of others. Albert's story spread throughout the city, inspiring countless others. People who learned of his journey felt a warmth and motivation to live kind lives. Serenity became a place open to everyone, where no one was judged and everyone was welcome. Life may bring us to our lowest, but it also gives us chances to rise, rebuild, and show compassion. Sometimes a simple act of kindness, even as small as a piece of bread, can reignite a life thought to be lost. Subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming and meaningful stories. Don't forget to share this story with loved ones to help spread a message of kindness and empathy.